No. What, look it up. Brother got their phone, look up the word emulation.
To do better than.
It says, to read it,
Well, bring it up.
it says effort to equal or to excel in qualities or actions that one admires in another or others.
Right, so when the Jews that kept the law, right, they looking down upon the followers of Hamashiach Yahushua like, you out there. But when they start seeing how we keep ourselves, like us out here, right, that's gonna move them to jealousy. Like, what? These niggas are more Israel than me. Let me start showing myself that I'm an Israelite too. Let me start following Yahushua and show them that I'm. Do you understand? To provoke them by what emulation, competition.
That's the spirit. So it said competition, rivalry.
Beautiful. If by any means I may provoke to emulation, competition, rivalry, them which are my flesh, the Jews, I might save some of them. So by doing that, you're trying to save some of the unbelieving Jews, moving them to faith. So it says, for the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall be the receiving of them be but life from the dead? So what? So from life from the dead, because you were dead in what your unbelief. You stumbled at Yahushua. Right? So what shall be the reconciling from life from the dead? Right, so it says, for if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. Right, so let me read that again. For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. So what does the root represent? What is the root of our nation? The patriarchs. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the roots. If you think about a tree, the root, you can't have a tree without the roots. Right, from the roots, from the foundation. Beautiful, thank you. So the root is what? The patriarchal figures, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we read that again. First, the first fruit be holy. Right, we're talking about the Jews. The lump is also holy. The lump, talking about the Israelite foreigners. They're also holy. And if the root be holy, talk about who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the 12 sons. If they be holy, so are the branches. And who are the branches? The Jews. Right?
Lord is divine, man.
Going into, because remember, you always keep in mind the Gentiles in this case are Israelite foreigners, the wild olive tree. So they gotta be holy. Why? Because they are originally part of that root. They're originally part of that root. So how can this be referring to other nations of people? They were never holy to begin with. They were never a part of us. You other nations were never a part of our nation. So it says, and if some of the branches be broken off, and thou, because remember, this is Romans. So this is Paul addressing who? Israelites that were where? In Rome.
Don't be deceived.
Well, you come back here and come.
He's the one who's on the mic over there. The same guy that's on the mic over there.
Yeah, but he faded out. He got weary. He got weary though. But let me read that again, Sadaka. And if some of the branches were broken off, if brother can get me that in Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 11 verse 16. Jeremiah 11 verse 16.
Jeremiah 11 verse 16. And Yahweh called thy name a green olive tree
fair and goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken.
And the branches of it are broken. So we as a people became what? A broken people. The branches being what? Our people, the Jews, the Israelites. We became a broken people. The Lord what? Read that again. Read that part again.
And the Lord hath called thy name a green olive tree, fair and goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he hath kindled fire upon it.
They have kindled fire upon it. And that fire came by what? The Lord lit fire to our synagogues, on the temple itself, destroyed us of people, led us into captivity, dispersed us in the lands. We became a broken people. This is Psalms 74, verse 7. They, talking about these other nations, have cast fire into their sanctuary. They have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name to the ground. What's the dwelling place of the Most High's name? Where is the dwelling place of God's name? The temple. The temple itself, Jerusalem. Right? They said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land. We see not our signs, there is no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long. O God, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Right, so again that goes into what we're reading about the Lord, a tumult against us. The Most High used other nations to destroy us. Setting ablaze what? Our sanctuary, our houses, our temple, our worshiping places. So read that part again, Salako.
The Lord called thy name a green olive tree.
Oh, well, olive tree, come on.
Fair and of a goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken.
Right, so the Lord broke us by using the other nations. Give me Jeremiah 2, verse 22. Jeremiah 2, verse 21, Salako. Yeah.
Jeremiah 2, verse 21. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
But why have you turned into a degenerate plant? What's that degenerate plant? Now we're getting into what? Idolatry. Do you understand? So again, this whole idolatry goes back to our people, the Israelites. All right? But let's go back to this. Romans chapter 11, verse 16. For if the first fruit be holy, talking about the Jews, the lump is also holy. Meaning they were scattered. The Jews that were scattered, they also holy. They're also part of the lump. And if the root be holy, talking about what? The patriarchs. So are the branches. So that those brothers that are dwelling in Rome, they're holy too. You part of the root. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou, being what? A wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, and with them partakest of the roots and fatness of the olive tree. So what's part of the fatness of the olive tree? What pertains to our people? The covenants, the giving of the law, the adoptions, they're all going to partake in all that goodness, man. All that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get all that.
And that proves regeneration or reincarnation.
Yeah. Explain.
No, because you have some people that teach that our people ain't going to make it in the kingdom, meaning they ain't going to come back in the kingdom.
Right.
They go and die on this side, and then that's their end.
Right, there you go.
What teaches that?
We're going to get to, but you understand what I'm saying? So the Jews, remember that I was saying before, the Jews that kept the law, that understood that they, according to tradition, that they're Israelites. Those Israelites that did not keep, you have to understand this, man. You have to understand this country. You have to understand this, because if a Christian comes up here they're gonna come up here talking about, oh yeah, you know, they could be grafted back in. A Christian going, and then what are you gonna say to that? You're gonna, in your mind, you're gonna be like, this guy don't know what he's in for. You don't know what, because a lot of the time they don't have the patience to actually hear the breakdown of Romans 11. They don't have the patience. To actually, the programming is so deep, right? They don't have the time to actually hear the breakdown of Romans 11, the auditory. They ain't got time for that. Come on.
Yeah, no, I say they ain't even interested in eating the whole roll.
Yeah.
They just reading the New Testament, and you have to eat the whole roll to understand the fullness of what's even going on in the New Testament.
Yeah.
Like we bringing out precepts, just like in Jeremiah the 2nd chapter, like the Elder brought out. You don't understand these things, then you gonna be confused.
If I can say as well, even because, you know, some of these Christians, they might eat the whole roll. 5 times, I've read the Bible 5 times. Bottom line is, if the Holy Spirit ain't something with you, you're not going to get it. Just what he's bringing out earlier.
You haven't received the truth into your mind. The Lord's been knocking, but you haven't received it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I got a precept real quick. This is Ezekiel 37 and verse 13. It says, and ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, brought you up out of your graves. This is what the heavenly state. Yeah, go on.
Out of that state that the elder was speaking about. Meaning you're in that Gentile state of mind.
Yeah.
You're a lost sheep.
You say you're going to open the graves. That's what we're seeing take place right now.
Well, that's Ezekiel 2.
Rising from the dead.
Hey, a brother, can you read Ephesians chapter 2, verse 11? Because this literally goes into the grafting in. That whole grafting in. Okay.
Yeah, we those dry bones, man.
Because it's literally through Yahweh Shai that they of the circumcision that kept the law and they that were referred to as the uncircumcision get brought together. Through what? Faith of the kingdom, of our salvation, of our restoration, of our world, of our time.
That's right.
Do you understand? That we gonna come together through Yahweh Shai. Come on, you know.
Ephesians 2 verse 11. Whoever remember that ye being in the time past Gentiles in the flesh.
Oh, okay. Brother, can you give me that in the GNT version? Because if I read it, but then I want you to understand why it's a bit tricky. Read it.
Ephesians 2 verse 11. Whoever remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcised by that which have called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
Explain that. Now that you read that, explain that.
So obviously that.
Read it, and explain it.
Whoever remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
Explain it.
So obviously, in order to be considered Israelite back then, you have to be circumcised. You have to go to that traditional Israelite custom.
Right.
But it's a different type of circumcision. Circumcision of the spirit.
Right.
Yeah. Again, this word, that's
Right.
the true circumcision.
Right, but explain that you're right in what you're saying, but explain that verse. Explain it.
So whoever remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the
Remember those being in past that were Gentiles. Who's he talking about?
What? Go let's read on.
who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hand.
Right, so first, who is he addressing?
First Gentiles.
He was addressing, then there was in Ephesus.
The Israelite foreigners that were there.
That was in Ephesus.
So they were called uncircumcision.
So where was Ephesus? But where was Ephesus? When you look at a map, where was Ephesus located? Because when you go to Revelation chapter 1, you read about the 7 churches in Asia Minor. One of them was the church in Ephesus. Where was Ephesus located? Brother can go look at a map where Ephesus was located. No. Because remember, Paul was an apostle to the Gentiles, Israelite foreigners. They spoke Greek, but where was Ephesus located?
It says here, Ephesus was an ancient Greek city on the coast of Ionia, right? Present day Turkey.
Right, thank you. Turkey, West Turkey. So all the 7 churches of Asia Minor was in West Turkey.
Greece, Turkey.
So they spoke Greek. So like I said, you said, you speaking to brothers in Jerusalem, man. But remember, Paul, his office, his occupation was to preach to Israelite foreigners. Not Israelites that were in Jerusalem that knew they were Jews, but to Israelite foreigners that were outside of Jerusalem, that were scattered abroad. So the brothers that were, so you had Israelites in Ephesus, in Turkey, all in Turkey. Right, Greece, Corinthia. Where's Corinth? Where's Corinthia? Corinth is in Greece, near Athens. Athens, you should know about Kratos, the god of war. That's all in Greece. That's in Greece, man. So you had all people all in there.
Did you go to Northland? They ever go there? Did Paul ever go to Ammon and Moab?
What did they? Paul went everywhere, but you went to Spain, Rome, right?
He didn't go to Japan and that. He's asking me to Japan. He didn't go to Japan and that.
All right. So there you go. So go on, bring up.
Ephesians 2:11 in the
You're an Israelite
GMT.
woman, yeah? You're an Israelite. Good.
It says, you Gentiles by birth called the uncircumcised by the Jews who called
Wait, read again.
You Gentiles by birth called the uncircumcised by the Jews who call themselves the circumcised, which refers to what men do.
It's a lot order. I'm trying to make that Romans. 11.
I've got it in the NLT, it's fire.
Go on, bring it on.
Ephesians 2:11 in the NLT, it says, don't forget that you Gentiles used to be outsiders.
Oh,
You were called uncircumcised heathens by the Jews.
Outside what? Outside the temple.
There you go.
there you go. That's the medicine. Yeah. Read that again. Read that
Don't
again.
forget that you Gentiles used to be out. That's a cut for the. That's a cut for these Jake that want to save everyone.
Yeah.
Cut.
Yeah.
Don't forget that you Gentiles used to be outsiders. You were called uncircumcised heathens by the Jews.
But they were Israelites though. But they were Israelites, but they were being referred to you heathens, you outsiders, you outcasts. Why? Because you don't keep in the law. You was raised up, you by what captivity by slavery. You were dispersed.
It says you were called uncircumcised heathen by the Jews, who were proud of their circumcision, even though it affected only their bodies and not their hearts.
But not what their minds. Right? Circumcision meaning what? Like you kept the law, like you circumcised your soul, but what about the circumcision of your mind though?
So basically, the most